Hello and welcome to the Larkfield complex. You join us down here today for our first annual event, The Match. This year we are working in partnership with the Men's Mine Project. We currently have 28 anglers walking across site now in readiness for the draw. We have a superb weekend planned with loads of activities. We have a social barbecue on Saturday taking place along with a raffle. We've had thousands of pounds worth of raffle prizes donated by our generous sponsors. Hopefully plenty of fish are landed and a good weekend is had by all.
Bradley Pike, Jay Lilly, Dean Kinghorn, David Cowdrey, Dean Nat, James Ricks. Yeah, but don't worry about that one. Lewis Thomas. Whoever was last, George Green. Well, he ain't got as many decisions as the first one.
Three, two, one. Ready to go.
Yeah, the project started about 2 years ago after myself been struggling with my own mental health. I had a really bad turn in December 2020 and nearly ended up taking my own life through my own depression and the ability to not speak to anyone. And I bottled up for my wife and my family and my friends. And yeah, so when I kind of, I say got better, but when I kind of come out the other side in a better headspace, when I finally managed to get the help, it got me thinking, why are men so afraid to talk? What is it that makes us so scared? So I decided to start a little Facebook group, just for men to go where they got a safe space to talk. And within a day, it was 50 men. And within a week, it was 200. And it kind of got me thinking there was a need for it. And talking about it around Sondland where I lived, finding out there's more and more blokes who were suffering, like myself, started to do looked into doing a Monday night sport group. Finally found a venue, and we opened up in July 2021. And the first person who walked through the door was a bloke called Malcolm, who Malcolm now works alongside me. But I still remember when he first walked in that door, the first thing he said to me was, he goes, "I'm not here for the help, I'm here to support you, because I see what you're doing, mate, and I thought it was a good idea." Well, how wrong was he? Because once he was there, that first session, he come up to me after, he said, "You know what, I bloody need this." You know, so we go out, we talk to colleges, schools, universities, workplaces, and it's all about spreading the awareness. It's all about kind of getting that word out there. And this is what we aim to do. You know, with this fishing event, you know, money raised is going to help us help more blokes get the counselling they need. You know, as it stands at the moment, from what I was told the total is at the moment, you know, we could help 26 blokes have full sessions. That's 26 blokes. You know, beating the NHS waiting times of 13 to 20 weeks it is now. We could get people seen within 2 weeks. And that's a big thing. You know, there's a lot of guys out there who, unfortunately, it's the wait that kills them. And we're there to stop that, we're there to prevent that. We are the middlemen. You know, if we can't get them to counselling, we will look after them until they get to that counselling. So I'm just grateful for everyone who's donated, everybody who's helped out, and you know, everyone who's showed up on a day to support us. You know, If somebody would have said to me 2 years ago, this is where we'll be now, I would never have believed it.
The match is now well underway as we head into the first evening of the weekend. Everyone seems to be very confident with their swimmer choice. We've just done a quick lap round with the raffle book and we are truly overwhelmed with everyone's generosity. We've also been extremely fortunate with the weather forecast so far, with temperatures into mid-20s today and set to be the same over the course of the weekend. No fish have yet been landed, but things are looking very hopeful as we head into the first evening. Well, where do we start from last night? We had the first fish of the match landed on dusk to member Mark, who's fishing in the right-hand high banks on Larkfield 2. A beautiful 15-pound linear was landed after a short boat battle. We actually found this fish had put on 5 pounds since we stocked it back in January 2023. Quite an impressive growth rate. We had a further 2 phone calls in the early hours of Saturday morning, resulting in 2 more fish landed. The first to Mickey, who's fishing in the left-hand point. The second to Dino, who's fishing in the post swim. They both landed 2 beautiful low double-figure linears, putting them both on the scorecards. So far, all of the action seems to have come from the bowl end on Larkfield 2, which is the deeper end of the lake. At around 4 AM, we got another phone call to say that another fish had been landed, this time a slightly bigger common. However, what we didn't expect to find sat at the bottom of the retainer sling when we arrived in Joe's swim just after 4 AM was the biggest common in the complex. After getting the common out onto the cradle and weighing it, the scale swung around to just under 45 pounds, making this a new English PB for Joe. Fortunately, we managed to capture this all on camera, making the moment all the more special.
Oh mate, I'm speechless. Yes, boys. Oh, mate, this is a f***ing buzz and a half. That's it. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless, mate. Yeah, yeah. Sweet, Michelle. Love it. More of this, please. Oh, pucker. Thank you very much. Sweet, right?
The railway is yet to throw a fish into the match. After going around and speaking to the guys on the road bank last night, they still all feel quietly confident after seeing a few fish top on dusk. We have a busy day ahead for the raffle and barbecue. Fingers crossed another fish is landed before the match is paused.
Well, here I am on the lakes, which is a place I love, and I think that's a lot to do with men's mind, because when I first became diagnosed with PTSD, which due to a couple of bereavements. I lost my wife due to epilepsy, then I lost my daughter to epilepsy, and 2.5 years ago my granddaughter was diagnosed. So I did a big downhill slide, and I see this group online called Men's Mind, and I thought I'll give it a go. Then I started going to the meetings and it helped greatly, and then I started volunteering and doing talks in schools, colleges, offices, factories, building sites. And then I loved it so much, and the amount we could put back after getting out, I became a director. And now do a lot with the group, and as I say, the talks and that, and we do the group on the Monday. And yeah, it's helping others is a great help to me as well. So it is a two-edged sword. It does help me that I'm helping other people. and I'm still here today because of the Men's Mine project. Though I say here today, how can we not enjoy being in this sort of environment? I love my fishing, as you can see, and the environment it gives you and the people you meet. You can sit there fishing in the open air, nice sunny day, watch the birds, watch the fish, and just be there and be at peace with yourself and the environment, and just soak it up. And just, yeah, and it's so good for my mind, and I think others should try it. And I know those that already do it are in a lot better place than they would have been.
No more fish were landed after Joe caught the big common in the early hours of Saturday morning. The SWS team were up at first light in preparation for the main event. The air horn sounded at 12 o'clock, which marked the pause in the match. By 12:30, all of the anglers came round as the car park started to fill up in readiness for the raffle.
Right, I'd like to start with saying thank you everyone for your support. It's been, very overwhelming considering this is our first event. The support, the donations has been really overwhelming, to be honest. Currently, today, we have raised £7,875, which I think for a first event is very good. For the anglers that are fishing in the match, we've had 4 fish caught, all from Larky 2. The biggest being 44 pounds and 8 ounces, being the big common to Joe Brummett. So well on Joe. Joe's currently in the lead. Where is he hiding? He's getting a bucket laid to water, apparently, in front of everyone and the camera.
It was great to see such good attendance on the day, with 70 people present. We had thousands of pounds in raffle prizes donated by our generous sponsors. We simply cannot thank you guys enough for all of the support you have offered throughout the event. We had bait bundles, tackle bundles, fishing trips abroad, season tickets, the list was endless. The raffle was shortly followed by a barbecue. Everyone seemed to have a superb afternoon as they enjoyed a light bit of banter, fishing talk and great food. At 3 p.m, the anglers went back to their swims as the match recommenced.
At SWS Fisheries, we have 4 lakes within the Larkfield complex. The Ocean Lake, being the main park lake within Leybourne Lakes, is about 45 acres in size. It holds an unknown stock of carp. However, in the past, fish have been recorded to just under 50 pounds. The Rhode Island is a 30-acre lake. It's a challenging venue, but the rewards are there. It comprises of 2 halves, the industrial and the country park side. It holds definitely the larger carp within the venue. And this year we've had fish caught to around the 40-pound mark. Due to the size of the ocean of Rhode Island, we allow the use of rowing boats. The anglers find this a real advantage on these challenging waters. The Railway Lake is around 10 acres in size. It's a lovely mature gravel pit. It's arguably one of the most historic waters, definitely in the southeast, if not further. When we took over the management of the site in 2021, there was only around 15 original carp left on, within the venue. Within 3 months of us taking over, we added 60 new carp, stock from SWS Fisheries. And these have absolutely thrived in this mature gravel pit. We've got weight gains of around 5 to 10 pounds within the last 2 years. Larky 2 is an 18-acre lake. It's always been the most popular lake on the complex. Due to, I suppose, the stock of fish and the size of fish, we've had, there's a big 50-pound common in there. It's done just under 54 pounds this year. And there's a good head of fish under that. Prior to us taking over, it was quite a tricky venue, mainly due to the ageing of the carp and snaggy margins. We decided to stock 60 carp in January this year, and we also quite intensively took out a lot of snags, a lot of the hiding spots, just to push the fish around, and in turn it gave a better environment for the fish to thrive in. So we've changed this from quite a tricky venue to now probably a moderate venue. You can go in there and actually have a bite, so the anglers are over the moon. Since us taking over the complex in 2021, I feel like we've had a very proactive approach, and I feel like the results are now speaking for themselves already. We've introduced hundreds of new fish, we've removed loads of snaggy margins, snaggy vegetation, done loads of tree work. We've made swims more accessible, introduced new pathways, trackways, surfaces. Ultimately, our goal is to make a brilliant venue for A, the anglers, but B, for the fish, and an environment for the fish to thrive in. As part of our expansion plan, we've already got a couple of new venues lined up. They're local to us within this park, and I feel like with quite a lot of work this winter, we can turn these into something really special and something to look forward to in the future.
We're now heading into the final few hours of the match. Temperatures dropped significantly last night, which resulted in a quiet night's fishing. We were then awoken in the early hours of the morning by Lee, who's fishing in the bottlenecks on Larky 2. He landed a lovely 15-pound linear. The team went back to bed and were awoken at first light by Danny, who's fishing in the pylon swim. Danny managed to land another 15-pound broken linear, putting a few points on the scorecards for him. It's all to play for as we head into the last few hours of the match. The railway's yet to do a bite. Fish have been seen showing on both lakes, leaving anglers quietly confident there might still be a chance of a last-minute bite.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it endeth.
So that concludes the first annual charity event at SWS Fisheries, The Match. Congratulations to Joe, who won the match and has also won himself a season ticket for next year. Although the fishing has been tough this weekend, we couldn't have asked more from the weather. It's been absolutely superb considering the time of year. A huge thank you to everyone who supported the event this weekend. From people who fished in the match, bought raffle and barbecue tickets, our volunteers on the day, and most importantly our sponsors who donated thousands of pounds in raffle prizes. We simply could not have done this without you. We far exceeded our fundraising target, raising just under £9,000, a phenomenal amount of money considering this is our first event. That money is going to be pledged fully to the Men's Mine project, which is going to help a lot of people in the local community. Hopefully this is going to be the first of many fundraising events down at SWS Fisheries. Please keep an eye on our social media channels for future events. We look forward to seeing you there.
Whoever won the tracksuit, he'd like to loan it tonight.